If you want to make money with AI, you need to stop trying to sell individual AI agents like chatbots and instead sell entire AI operating systems like this booking system I'm going to show you exactly how to build. And here's the reason why this system makes you so much more money than just a chatbot. Yes, I'm talking about this system right here. Now, the reason for that is that people want transformations right here, not AI. They're looking for you to deliver an outcome, a transformation, something that they didn't have before. Now, if I come down and just split these up between a chatbot and an AI booking system, you'll see the difference and just how important it is, because the operating system I'm going to show in this video, guys, is freaking amazing and it'll make perfect sense. So what's the very first thing? First thing to know about chatbots are they are what we call a big, beautiful commodity, right? The fact is that you can get this anywhere. If I Google chatbot, I'm going to have like a bazillion different places that I can get that. An AI booking system that has layered multiple individual AI sort of operating systems together to solve a business problem is not a commodity. It's really, really important to bear that in mind. It is a non-commodity. You cannot get these anywhere. There's no off-the-shelf solution where you can get these AI operating systems. The second reason it's really important to understand is that an AI chatbot is a tool. It solves a particular function. We put it on a website, it chats to people. However, what this actually does, an AI operating system delivers an outcome. It delivers a transformation. It may have within it, for example, 16 or 5 or 25 different tools that together come as one to deliver an outcome. Whereas a chatbot is kind of like a tool. Maybe you talk to it, maybe it moves a needle, maybe it doesn't. Fundamentally, we're talking about a tool versus an outcome. And then we got into something really interesting that a lot of people don't think about when you're comparing a chatbot with with an actual AI operating system like this, is the fact that a chatbot is what we call replaceable. Now we all like to think I'm not replaceable. My chatbot's better than your chatbot because it's special and shiny and I put a gradient background on it. I'm afraid it's extremely replaceable, because I can go to any website and realistically people are smart, they're intelligent. AI's moved on a little bit now. We're at the point where, yes, the opportunity is huge, but in reality, you can get this from anybody. Like there's a million emails selling you chatbots. The thing about an AIOS, guys, is that it is not replaceable. If you think about it, I'm going to go into detail about what these things are, but if you actually have a full customer onboarding booking system that takes their individual name, gives you a beautiful dashboard to visualize and interact with it, that connects to emails, that connects to calls, that enables you to have conversations with it. You don't replace systems, you do replace individual automations and technologies. It is essentially non-replaceable because it is running the business. So if you remove the AIOS, the whole thing stops. And that's what makes it so freaking sticky and incredible. And the other two reasons that you must be thinking about these operating systems instead of single automations is this. Number one is we talk about cash. Chatbots, single file automations, right? They sell for between 2 to 10K a pop. The one-time project work, see you later, nothing else to do. AI operating system, guys, are long-term relationships. In other words, you work with the business in perpetuity, long-term strategic contracts. What does that mean? It means we get more of what we call dollars in your actual pockets. You keep more of that for way longer. And second of all, and probably the final point here, is the fact that chatbots are, relatively speaking, easy to do. Now, and because they're so easy to do, there's low barrier to entry. What's really cool about AI operating systems is actually the fact that you kind of have to use your brain a little bit. And we do one thing, which is the core concept I want you to take away from this video, and we're gonna get into the details in a second, is its business and commercial acumen plus AI. This is the thing that everyone's missing. You can't just rock up with a chatbot and expect to change a business. You need to understand what drives a business commercially. So this actually connects fundamentally to what the business actually needs. All right, Jack, that sounds awesome. How do I actually pitch this to a business? Well, I'm going to show you a quick cheat sheet that I pulled together. Let me grab this operations cheat sheet. All right, cool. So if you're going to pitch it, I've broken this down into 5 simple steps to give you a framework that you can have in your mind of, great, I know I've got these operating systems. How do I actually sell it? Step 1 is secure the core. My jumper has changed color magically because my recording cut out. So here I am a second time doing it. So secure the core. We do this by offering could be anything like a lead magnet, could be a free assessment. We blow their mind with value. Daniel Priestley talks a lot about the free assessment model. Core idea being, let's see if an AI operating system would be great for you. We understand this, and this. The point is, we get them a call, we blow with value, high amount of value, low number of prospects in a niche. And then we get onto a call for this free assessment. Now, once we've done that, what first thing we want to do is identify the core constraining factor. And this is where most people are blundering. They're basically leading in with AI, well, we've got these chatbots and we could do this. No. We ask this question, which is, what is the number one thing that if we were to solve it or move it for your business, would move your business forward? Like, what's the one thing that's a constraining factor? The classic example is you and I produce Lamborghinis. We can do 1,000 doors a day. We can do 1,000 roofs. We can do 500 bonnets. We can only do one engine. It doesn't matter how efficient everything else is. Our biggest, in a theory of constraints, our biggest problem is the engine. Therefore, that's the thing we need to solve. So you actually are going to be way more strategic than you are going to be AI-led in this part of the conversation. Remember, you're not selling AI. You're selling transformations. That's really, really important. So we want to identify with them what the bottleneck is. And don't expect, by the way, everybody to actually know what the answer to that question is. It's really, really important. But the key thing is you're basically saying we can do anything, but I want to know what the biggest thing is. And what we're doing here very cleverly is aligning ourselves with the biggest moving number of the business. And they felt like, hey, I just don't have enough leads, and you're building a lead system. They're like, obviously, this is like the most important thing ever. I need to do it. Now, once we've identified the core, basically the core constraining factor, step 3 is to map out the ideal customer journey, not the current customer journey, the ideal one, which is we start here. And you may say, well, look, the first thing that happens is if I come over to this beautiful website, they book a call. Beautiful. And then the end result, the end thing I want to happen is they sign up. Okay, fantastic. This is a start condition. This is the end condition. And you map out step by step everything that happens in between those two critical points. Now, once we've mapped out that entire customer ideal process, step 4 is to identify the key data interfaces and the central truth. The central truth is basically at the CRM. Is it Go High Level? Is it over here? Is it on HubSpot? What is the central truth that will basically be the data, the kind of the database part of everything that manages all the information? And then the data interfaces is stuff like, well, we have email. Okay, great, write that down. Emails, we communicate with SMS, we communicate with this. We kind of got to figure out all the different flows that information goes. So we've got central point of truth, and then we've got the information systems. Then the final part is to actually design the AI operating system blueprint, right? And this idea is we're going to build this based on all of the information that we've got. And the crucial thing to bear in mind here, again, people do not replace operating systems that actually fulfill these things in their businesses because you're so integrated with them. So this is great, Jack. Can you show me an example of what that looks like? Cool. So I'm going to show you exactly what this would look like in practice in my own business so you can see a real life example. And then I'm also going to show you how it actually works behind the scenes. So we've got this beautiful website. How does it work? Well, first thing that happens if you come down here is you book a call. So this is an example of a call booking system. This is what the video is about, right? One-to-one with Jack, awesome. We come down, let's say we want to book that in on Thursday. It's 120, beautiful. Now we collect information, their name, their email, their current annual income, their dream outcome, their biggest roadblock. Are you able to commit a 4 to 5 figure sum to achieve your goals? Yes or no? Where'd you hear about us and what's your phone number? Bam. So they hit schedule event. Beautiful. That happens in the background. The first thing that happens when that launches, it triggers this onboarding automation because it's connected to Calendly. Now, cleverly, what I've done here is if they say, hey, I'm interested, but I can't afford the price, they get a separate message and comms flow that we can build up. But assuming they can, one of the first things we do is to create an SMS message, which basically says, hey, and what this will do, guys, is create a unique basic message for that individual, basically completely considered on everything they've said. So, and I'll show you an example of that in a moment as well. Then what this does is go through to the big and beautiful Go High Level, which itself will grab the information from the webhook. This will then send the SMS, and then it enters a beautiful email sequences between different days and all this sort of stuff. So they then go down a big and beautiful onboarding email sequence. Once that's complete, then we have what we call the intelligence system. So this is all added and loaded into this database here, which doesn't look pretty cool, right? But we've got all the information, their name, their number, their email, answers to their questions, their budget, their email summary, which I'll come on to in a second, and status. But what's really cool, guys, is this is all loaded dynamically and automatically in this dashboard right here. As you can see, we've got 6 people here. And look, Ilya Topori, it's got like answers to his questions, summaries based on conversations we've had, where the source comes from, their email address, their phone number, when the leader was created. And we can actually look at all this sort of stuff in real time to actually make informed decisions. What's really freaking cool as well, we have this prospect intelligence. So I can send messages to Telegram. Let's say I speak to someone, I bump into them when I'm having a big and beautiful coffee. This system will update that dynamically. This agent has the ability to actually physically change things that will represent automatically. Then we've got the email intelligence system, which means any email we get from any one of our prospects will automatically update, you guessed it, the dashboard. So if Jack says, hey dude, my budget isn't $1 million anymore, it's $20, that will update automatically. This is a completely hands-off system. It's insane. Also with meeting intelligence, if I have a meeting with a guy called Ben, right? And we chat to Ben, and in that meeting, Ben says, oh, I really want to take it in this direction separately. I want to focus on this strategically. What do most people do right now? Most people say, great, I'll make a note of that, Ben. Let me write that down. Well, actually, what this will do is grab the information automatically, get the entire transcript from the conversation, update it in our database, and you'll have notes here. I mean, this is literally how crazy this thing is. So what I'm going to do is actually show you an example, and we're going to create a fake person. I'm going to show you how it works with the entire system step by step. So you can get the idea, guys. It's basically lots of mini individual automations that solve those many problems. That basically means that the second we get somebody booking a call with us on Calendly, it all runs in the background. The other thing that happens as well is Calendly itself will be nudging them before the call, which will help us to reduce no-show. Because remember, we talk about laps, leads, appointments, presentations, and then sales at the bottom. All right, cool. So let's start off by executing the Calendly trigger. And by the way, the cool thing about these OS systems, guys, it's very different for every business, which makes this so exciting. So we've triggered the Calendly automation. Now let's go over to and fill out some information. So I'm going to fill out some dummy details. Okay, so beautiful. So we've got Tom Aspinall. We've got an email address. His current annual income is $10 million. His dream outcome is to defeat Jon Jones. Biggest roadblock is he will not fight me. Are you ready to commit some money? I am indeed. Here's my phone number. This is where I heard about you. Let's schedule that. Awesome. So this is now loading in the background. That is confirmed. We head over to our automation real quick and let's have a quick look. Beautiful, guys. So Calendly's grabbed it. It is determined that he does have the budget. As you can see, it's gone down here. Yes, he's got the budget. It has created a record in our database. Incredible. It's created a unique SMS. So let's see exactly what kind of text message he's going to get. We come down here. Hey, Tom, just got your appointment confirmed. Appreciate it. I know you got the 10 minute on the line and won't fight me yet. But if you're serious about beating Jon Jones, let's make it happen. Let's get to work, Jack Roberts. And so I had a little bit of personality, a little bit of flair. Again, we can add like delays in this as well. So it comes like 5 or 10 minutes later, so it looks more authentic. Obviously, you can send us via WhatsApp, whatever you want to. And it's gone with Go High Level. So Tom will now get added as a contact in our beautiful Go High Level database. And he'll now go through all these different things. It'll send out the SMS message for us and send him down a sequence where we curate Tom and bring him on a big and beautiful journey. Now, the next thing to check, obviously, is our fantastic database. So let's refresh it and see if we've got Tom Aspinall. And guys, look at this right there. Tom Aspinall. There's his email. This is where I heard about us. There's his questions, 10 million, he wants to fit Jon Jones, he won't fight me. Nothing on summary yet, because we haven't given it any information. But that means Tom is now in our client pipeline. How freaking cool is that? So the next thing that we can do in this system, because it's several intelligence systems combined together, is the prospect intelligence. So let me reactivate this and just deactivate this one for a second. And what we can do now is actually give it a question. So let's say, for example, we're at the gym, we're doing some boxing, and then we see Tom, and Tom's like, hey, Jack, by the way, dude, I don't have $10 million anymore. My budget's actually $20 million. And I'm like, cool, sweet, bro, sounds decent. And on the way out from the gym, I'm like, hey, Mav, by the way, in fact, I'll do it live with you right now. I've got my Telegram bot, and I've got this automation running, right? So if I come over, and I can be something like, I don't know, let's have a look. Hey, I just spoke with Tom. Tom said he doesn't have a budget at 10 million anymore. He says he's now got a budget at 20 million. And dude, he told me he freaking really loves nachos. So if we can bring that to the next in-person event, that'd be really cool. I send that off, and that's just your sales guy, right? Walking out like, oh, dude, yeah, I just spoke to Tom, blah, blah, blah. Now check this out, guys. What this is doing is it knows based on the fact it's Tom what it's doing. It has the ability, by the way, to go through your entire inbox and search for everything that Tom said for context to help it make better decisions as an agent. The cool thing this does as well, it searches all to find the right thing, and then it updates the record. So I'm not even going to show you the backend database. We're just going to go directly now to this and refresh this and see if it's updated. Beautiful Tom. To do this, we'll load up. Look at this. And guys, can you see this? It's now $20 million. How freaking cool is that? And that's just from a freaking message we sent, like on the way out from the gym. And that is your database updated because it's such a pain in the backside to like, I've got to add this in. This seamlessly makes it all possible. Update on the 24th of July. Client Tom Aspinall has confirmed the budget increase from 10 million to 20 million. Also, Net for Future Events, due to express a strong preference for Nat Joe's to be included in the next person event. Previous summary, stated 10 million budget. Now update to reflect new budget. And his budget status is yes, let's do it. By the way, if it was a no, that can flip it dynamically, automatically to a yes, which is really freaking cool. And then again, coming back to system, we have the email intelligence, which is really cool, which is the exact same thing. The way this one works is if we get an email from Tom, this will then know it's from Tom based on searching the records and actually cross-referencing it with, hey, basically, has the email we've got, and if I come up here and show you, right? So I've got a fake email here. Let me pull it to myself. Okay, so I pulled an email here I sent to myself that basically says the subject is no money. And it says here, hey, I've only got a budget of $5 now. I had an emergency. Sorry about that, right? And this is essentially the email that we've sent. Now, the email I sent this from is the exact same email that I've used for Tom. I just included this so I could send it. In reality, it'd be tom@aspinall.com or whatever it is, okay? So then what we're gonna do is send the email, which we have, and trigger this system to see if it will then go forth and actually update Tom's new budget. So I'm gonna come down here and I'm going to just deactivate Telegram so that I can run this. In reality, the way that this would work is this is all run separately in tandem. So I execute workflow, the emails come in, it's searching records, it's identifying, it's found one item, basically of the 7 records we've got in Airtable, this one is correct, and it's updated allegedly. So let's head over now to our dashboard and see what the situation is automatically. So we come over here, we can refresh, and let's see if the new budget, and guys, look at this, new budget update to $5. There you go. Previously, budget confirmation was 20 million, now it's $5. I don't know what, look at this, budget status, no, emergency budget, only $5. This is freaking insane. Obviously, we've got stuff we can add. I've removed it just for simplicity of the demonstration, but a status of like basically where the update came from. Was it a call? Was it an email? Was it like Telegram as you're hastily exiting the boxing gym? Whatever it is, this system does literally everything you could possibly want. And then finally, the last thing that we've got on here is the meeting intelligence. This one's really important to bear in mind, guys. Basically, we have Fireflies AI. I'll put a link down below so you can click on that and join every one of our meetings. If you're in a meeting with your prospect, it will grab that, it will grab the transcription for that, it will do loads of cool, beautiful things, and then give it to the agent, and then whatever you discussed will be updated dynamically into your literal dashboard, which is right there. Now I'm going to show you a few more AI operating systems that you can build by clicking the video on the screen.